eyes open. If you can't stay strapped before you die smoking. All three eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen. All three eyes, I keep my eyes open. If you can't stay strapped before you die smoking. All three eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen. I can't hide.
Peace and love, Black Power, Revolutionary Love family. It's the Chief General Command, Legendary Black Panther Party Chief Jamal, coming to you right here on YouTube. This is actually a new channel. It's called Universal Life Balance. I need you to like and subscribe. Click that notification button as well to catch all the updates and new videos. Help support the channel. It's new, so you know we need as much support as we can get. Basically, the way this channel started, I did like a lot of live Facebook videos, and I never really was into doing the live thing or doing Facebook or doing all of that. But you get such a, as I'm growing older and I'm dealing with this new generation, a lot of the new generation, actually pretty much the whole new generation, the way they communicate is social media. Social media is where it's at right now. So you got to kind of be able to adapt to the needs of the people if you serve the people. And that's why we all here. I want to get into a topic today that's very important to me, as I've been studying the way society is moving. You study the different things that's moving with your people. You study what's going on with your people. You study what's about to happen with your people, and you study what are the narratives for your people. And one thing you're seeing out here is a rise in the so-called alpha energy, the manosphere, things of that nature. Now, to be honest with you, it's an improvement over the previous brothers I used to see on the internet a lot that was just straight out bashing black women. Some of these brothers at least knowledgeable and trying to just educate brothers on how to deal with women and certain things like that. Some of them are harmless, they just giving out knowledge. But you still got like a lot of them that's real toxic, really bashing black women. They're taking examples of black women who are really the minority. They're not the majority. I don't care what they try to tell you in the media. I'm in the community. I don't respect the opinion of anybody that's not in the community. If you're not actually in the community dealing with the people, really you shouldn't be talking about the people. You're reading statistics, or if you're going off your personal experiences, talk about those. Do not label a whole group of people, especially the black woman. But the black woman by far has it the hardest. And I'm going to compartmentalize this because I do recognize that the black man has we have it the hardest as far as the societal shift and leadership, because they want to crush us because we are capable, if we are in our proper energy, we're capable of leading and building our own nation and separating from this one. So of course the black man's going to get the most persecution. Okay, it's a difference between the persecution and who has it the hardest. All right, now I'm saying this knowing that there's not no programs really for black men. That do we get shitted on very hard? Yes, we do, absolutely. I'm not on here simping, as those would say, or trying to adhere to a certain audience. If you follow me before on Facebook or whatever, I'm very upfront on both ends. That's why this channel is called Universal Life Balance. It's about the balance. It's not about choosing one extreme and sticking to that. It's about truth. But you have to understand that by nature. Now, one thing I want to talk about, you're going to hear me reference a lot of scriptures in this, and I'm not a religious person, but I understand that the scriptures and things of that nature, whether it's the Quran, the Bible, whatever it may be, those are all different elements that carry different laws of the universe. And a lot of you are familiar with that, so you hear me reference that for you can actually understand what I'm saying better. It's a form of communication. And I'm going to break down in another video how and why I do that on this channel. You'll see that a lot. But the scriptures even tell you that to honor the woman as the weaker vessel, okay? So by nature, you cannot say that a woman is weaker, and then say that if we're in the same society, regardless of what they're getting, that she doesn't need to be protected, or that we already know that by biology, and I'm going to always go back to science, because I deal with empirical data and science over anything, over religion, over politics. That is what's going to save us as a people, dealing with the truth. Because when we deal with the truth that we are biologically superior, that we're intellectually superior, that is our true salvation. But what I'm going to say is this: biologically, physically, they're already weaker. So by just them being biologically, physically, and weaker, they're going to have it harder. Okay? They're going to have it harder and they're going to need more protection. That's just a natural thing to think of. You got these guys on here talking about, well, they got this, they can do this, they can just lean on the government. Okay, so in order to be, so because they got programs from a government that wants to eliminate their men and disempower their men to protect them, that they're supposed to lean on that same government as a form of strength to stand on their own. Most black women do not want to have to depend on the government. Most black women do not want to have a masculine energy. The majority of black women have a masculine energy is because they have to survive. They're adaptable. Women are more adaptable than men. These are just, you guys that want to argue with this or whatever, I'm not going to argue with stupidity, because this is just simple scientific data. Women are more, we have things that we're more logical than them. We're stronger than them physically. We're better leaders than them. When we are leaders, when we're not, they're able to adapt and be leaders. But women are more adaptable. They're able to survive more and adapt more. Y'all want to talk about hypergamy? That's what hypergamy is. Hypergamy is not bad, because if it wasn't for hypergamy, you would constantly have women mating with weaker men and we would die out. But because of hypergamy, women are mating with men who have strong gene pools, men who are survivors. They're looking for better men to mate with. So being victims of the Black Holocaust that we are dealing with as African Americans, as natives, as Hebrews, whatever you want to call yourself, dealing with that, we are at a deficit in this country as a people. Now, I'm not saying take that and just accept that and as an excuse to not be the best you. But what I'm saying that is a fact. We have more mental issues than any other people. We have more financial issues than any other people. We carry the afflictions of our ancestors more so than any other people. So when you combine that with the fact that the woman by nature is weaker than the man biologically. Now she's stronger than men in other areas. They're more cerebral than men. They're more adaptable than men. We just talked about. They have their places why you have to be in a good feminine energy. But by default, they're going to have it harder because we're in the same place. This is very simple. We are in the same place. If you are in the same place, but one has lesser tools, that person is weaker and needs more protection. It's very simple. If we are both gentlemen, if we are both in a football game, okay, and I have a team and you have a team, and my quarterback is Aaron Rodgers and your quarterback is a Division III quarterback, I have a decisive advantage as a coach of that football team. Okay, because I have an all-pro, all-time great quarterback, and you have a guy who is in Division III college. Even if we play the game out and I win, I will have to overcome so much I mean, whoever has, I forgot how I said, even if we play the game, play it out, whoever has that Division III quarterback have to overcome so much just to stay in the game. They would have to adapt. Okay, they might have to use their running back more. They might have to use whatever they got to do, because there's a major advantage, or even better, because in football they have two sides of the field. Basketball, you can play both sides. If we're in the basketball court and we're playing 5-on-5, I have LeBron James as one of my 5, and it don't matter who else I got, and you have all just regular guys who are good in basketball and good in high school. You're at a huge deficit. Even though we're playing the same game, we both have 5 people. We're on the same court playing the same game, but I have more tools. I have an NBA legend, okay? Same thing in society. Women have less tools to deal with when martial law happens and all these things that are going to happen start going down. When those things start happening, it is less likely for a woman to be able to defend herself or to be able to go and get food or to be able to hunt. It's less likely. Now, there are women that can do it, but that's because those women have adapted. Hypergamy isn't just about, it's not about just sexual nature and trying to get the better man. It's about survival. Okay, hypergamy was put in women as a necessitate for survival. So when you see these brothers and these guys, these men bashing women saying that, what do you mean that they need the most protection? They have this and that. That's a feminine energy, and it's a lot of fake alpha energy out here right now. A lot the real trend right now on YouTube is to be a dating coach, or to say you're an alpha or whatever. Now there's some guys who are good and that will give you good advice. Very few that are fair on both sides, but they're far, there's a lot of guys who are not, and they're trying to basically use certain facts but not looking at the whole picture, which is propaganda and being an extremist, which we fight against on this channel. You don't have to be subject to what, as a black woman, what they're telling you the advantages of are the Americanized woman. Okay, most black women do not want to sell out to this system. Okay, but they do it. You know how many black women that would love to use it, that would love to get some help, but they don't want to use this legal system against their man? It's more of them. This is coming from a man who was falsely accused by his black ex-wife. That it was such a lie that they couldn't even take the case against you, which they wanted to because of who I am. Of course, they wanted to. I'm a Black Panther. They wanted to get at me, but they could not. That's how bad it was. I don't want to get into it because that's the mother of my children. But I'm a man who's been falsely accused through the system. All right, I've been through all that. Been through the divorce. I understand the court system is unfair to men in a lot of cases, but I'm talking for the Black queen, for the Black goddesses out here, which is there's a lot of them. Regardless of what they tell you, there's more of them than there are what they would call hood buggers or hood rats, and even a lot of them are misunderstood because I deal with the community, and I'm not trying to say now are there women that need to take responsibility? Are there bad women out there? Of course, there are lots of them out there. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not saying that some of these women are in a bad, but if you're a true alpha, being an alpha is about, alpha means the beginning. You're about assessing the situation and coming up with a solution. You don't sit up and complain about the solution. Complain about the problem. You're a solution orientated. You are about figuring out the root cause of the problem. You're not going to look at the symptoms. You're going to go and find the cure. And that's what I'm about as a black man. I'm not going to sit up and try to get on any individual woman. I may give advice about it and talk about certain things, but I'm not going to bash them as a whole or try to say that it's not a necessitate for them to be protected, because it is a necessity for the black woman to be protected. Okay, because they are dealing with not just being a woman, but being a black woman. Now, there's more persecution on the black man. That is the difference. The black man is more persecuted, meaning there is more legislative and intentional propaganda or law force harassment or military force or whatever it may be, far as a physical persecution towards the black man, because getting us out of the way, they can access what? Our women. Okay? The black woman is a crown jewel. Because when the black woman is in her right feminine energy, in her right mind state, that's why it's such a that's why they're battling so much masculine energy. Because when the black woman is got it to look how crazy these dudes go over black women who ain't even in their proper energy, who mentally unstable, who don't even know who they are, and look how they act over them. Imagine if we had more and more black women in the forefront who's in a proper feminine energy, who knew how to be good examples for our young women. But we don't see that because as black men, we haven't taken control of our system and our ecosystem back. Our ecosystem is controlled by our enemy. So we can't trust statistics. I'm gonna tell you this as black men. Don't trust statistics that they say. Don't trust anything that the enemy says. Get out here with the community and engage with your people yourself. All right? Is there a wall for for women? For the natural, regular woman, yes. Yes. But for the black woman, the black goddess, please. They can overcome that. They can leap over that wall, kick that wall down, do whatever they got to do. When the circle you surround yourself with, that's what you're going to reflect. A lot of the women y'all talk about, I see those women do exist, brothers, but they not in my circle, so I can't relate to that. I don't even, the circle of women, the black women I surround myself with, I know black women that's close to 60 and skin still tight and still have the body of 20-year-olds. And I know more than one of them, okay? Still got their mind sharp. I seen black women have natural births at 45 years old and with no defects. Because when they mind is sharp and they know what they want to do, they can overcome anything. I'm not saying that to give. Now, is that by far a guideline to just do whatever as a black woman? No. These black women have invested. They've put the work in. Trust me. They made themselves the exception to the rule. Okay, because the rule is against, the nature is against women in certain things, as it is against men in certain things. But there, our genetic strength, our mental strength, our physical strength, all right, our spiritual strength, as black people, we not subject to the same laws of nature and society as they are. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us unique in who we are. All right, so don't fall into these narratives. It's a lot of propaganda out here trying to make it think that, make us think as brothers just go our own way and forget about the black woman and look. A lot of you brothers do need to go your own way and get your stuff together. You're not capable of handling and having a woman, period. All right? And that is true. I do believe some brothers do need to do that. I've had to do that multiple times. There's nothing wrong with doing that, brother. All right? But don't blame it on women while you got to do that. That's on you as a man. Because as a man, if you're a true alpha man, you're not worried about what another woman is doing. She either fits your mission or she doesn't. She doesn't fit your mission. You be honest with her. You tell her what has to be done for herself, or you just go your separate ways and you move forward, man. You ain't got to bash her or get emotional about it or get mad about it. You just say, okay, well, it's been plenty of women I had to tell, listen, I'm this, you're not my cup of tea, and I have to move forward. Nothing wrong with that. So, with that being said, don't fall, brothers, for that fake alpha energy. Very few men are alphas. Most men are betas, and that's another thing I'm gonna talk about in another video, is that beta males and sigma, most of you guys are not alpha. A lot of you guys are either sigma, or which means you're more an intellectual thinker, or in between, or you're beta. And because we're in an extremist society, it's been made to seem like all beta males are bad. That doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that some men are meant to not lead. They don't want to lead. They want to sit back. They want to lead through their woman. That's it. And the problem is, though, I will say this, Queens, some of y'all want to have alpha men, but you need to be okay with accepting a beta man. You have to be honest with yourself. If you don't want to come out of that, if you're not willing to it takes, when you're trying to come out of an energy that was forced on you by the system, forced on your grandmother, forced on your great grandmother, you're dealing with DNA issues, you're dealing with psychological issues that you're inheriting, plus your own life experiences. It's going to take a journey to regain that feminine energy, just as it's taking a journey for us as men to regain our masculine energy. That is, you have to dedicate yourself to that and actually want to do it. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay. That's your choice. But you have to be okay with accepting what you qualify for, far as the hierarchy of society. You're going to have to be, if you want to stay in that strong, independent mindset and have that energy like that, and have that energy of being a woman who wants to lead and control, then you have to be okay with having a beta male. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let society, I did a video, I'm going to repost it on here, called about adult peer pressure. Because there's more peer, they tell you as a team, but really there's more peer pressure as an adult than anything. Society peer pressures you all the time. Don't feel the peer pressure that you have to get an alpha. There's very few alpha men. There's very few men who are creators and builders, okay? And protectors. And the beta man can still be a protector. Because I'm going to dispel the myth, because there's some brothers who, they are beta or they're sigma, and it's like, we need them in a society. So if every man was an alpha man, society wouldn't work. There'd be an imbalance in society. Society has to balance itself out. So some of you, it's okay. If you're okay with an alpha male, that is fine. Accept that, okay? Don't tie yourself into a result based on what society tells you. because it's all about balance. So with that being said, family, revolutionary love, all power to the people, Black power. Be sure to hit that like button, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, click on notifications. You can catch all the updates. Got a lot of good things coming for you. We're going to be hitting the streets and everything. We're going to give balance back to the people. Much love.